Every man believes he can spot danger when it's loud. The aggressive woman, the obvious manipulator, the one who plays games. But what most men never see coming are the quiet traps, the soft smiles, the subtle behaviours, the women who look feminine, sound gentle, but slowly dismantle a man's confidence one emotional cut at a time. You see, in today's world, men are trained to spot red flags in business, not in relationships. They study markets, not psychology. They protect their wallets, but leave their hearts and peace completely unguarded. And that's where the damage begins. Because the most dangerous woman isn't the one who argues with you. It's the one who plays you. The one who makes you believe she's different while slowly conditioning you to abandon your boundaries, your mission, and eventually your sense of self. At first, she feels like a dream. She mirrors your values, laughs at your jokes, says all the right things. But watch closely. She's not connecting with your soul. She's calculating your leverage. Every kind gesture becomes data, every word becomes ammunition, and by the time you realize what's happening, it's too late. Your peace is gone. Your energy is drained. And you're left wondering how you lost control of a situation that felt so right. Here's the truth most men never hear. A low-value woman can't destroy a strong man unless he ignores the signs. And these signs aren't loud. They're quiet, hidden. They blend in with charm, affection, and emotional neediness. That's what makes them deadly. Low-value women don't walk into your life waving red flags. They show up holding mirrors. They reflect back what you want to see until you drop your guard. And once you're emotionally invested, that's when the real manipulation begins. But here's the key. This isn't about hating women. It's about understanding psychology. It's about recognizing patterns that most men overlook because they confuse emotional chaos with passion and attention with affection. Because the truth is, a low-value woman doesn't want partnership. She wants possession. She doesn't want to build with you. She wants to feed off you. Your time, your attention, your validation. They're her currency. But once you can spot these 6 hidden signs, you'll never fall for the trap again. You'll stop mistaking drama for love. You'll stop chasing the women who drain you and start attracting the ones who respect you. In this video, I'll break down 6 types of women who destroy men from the inside out. Not through obvious deceit, but through subtle psychological warfare. And more importantly, I'll show you how to protect yourself. Not by running away from women, but by mastering your awareness. Because the strongest man isn't the one who avoids women. It's the one who can see through their illusions and remain unshaken. She walks into your life with a story, a sad one. Every ex was toxic. Every friend betrayed her. Every opportunity slipped away because someone did her wrong. At first you feel sympathy. You want to protect her, to prove you're not like the men who hurt her. But what you don't realize yet is that this is her power move. See, the perpetual victim is addicted to pity. It's her way of gaining control without appearing controlling. She doesn't dominate through aggression. She dominates through weakness. She knows that the easiest way to get a man to drop his guard is to make him feel responsible for her pain. And it works, because men are wired to protect. So you step in, you reassure her, you invest emotionally. You think you're building trust. But what you're actually building is dependency. Every time she tells you a sob story, she's pulling you deeper into her emotional world. A world where she's always the wounded hero and everyone else is the villain. It's never her fault. It's never her choices. It's always someone else's betrayal. But here's the dark truth. A woman who never takes accountability will eventually blame you too. Because in her narrative, there are no lessons, only enemies. You might start as her savior, but you'll end as her next cautionary tale. You'll notice subtle patterns. She brings up her past constantly, yet never grows from it. She tests your loyalty with emotional outbursts. She'll say things like, "I just need someone who won't give up on me." But what she really means is, "I need someone who will tolerate my chaos." And when you finally draw boundaries, she won't respect them. She'll weaponize them. "You're just like my ex. You don't care about my feelings. You said you'd be different." Suddenly, the woman you are protecting turns on you. Because the moment you stop validating her victimhood, you stop feeding her sense of identity. Understand this. Victimhood is not weakness. It's strategy. It's emotional manipulation disguised as vulnerability. She doesn't want healing. She wants control through sympathy. And here's the trap. Men confuse vulnerability with sincerity. A truly vulnerable woman admits her mistakes, her role, her growth. A victim refuses to grow because pain is her currency. The longer you stay, the more you'll find yourself apologizing for things you didn't do, fixing problems you didn't cause, and carrying guilt that doesn't belong to you. So, how do you protect yourself? By watching how she speaks about her past. If everyone in her story is a villain, every man, every friend, every boss, understand that one day you'll be next on that list. You can't save a woman who refuses to leave her own victimhood, because her pain isn't the wound you think it is. It's the weapon she uses to keep you close. At first, she seems radiant, confident, magnetic. Every room she walks into bends toward her energy. But what looks like self-assurance on the surface is often an addiction underneath. Because validation, not love, not growth, not peace, is what truly drives her. You'll know her by the way she moves through attention. She feeds on it like oxygen. Every compliment, every double tap, every man staring from across the room. It fuels her sense of worth. She needs to be seen constantly because she's terrified of feeling invisible. Her phone? It's not just a device, it's a lifeline. Dozens of notifications light it up like a slot machine, and every buzz gives her the same chemical hit: dopamine. The digital version of applause. You'll notice that her conversations often circle back to how others perceive her. How do I look? Did you see who messaged me? She's jealous of me. And when the attention fades, she starts to panic. Because to her, silence feels like rejection. Stillness feels like death. The validation addict doesn't want one man's affection. She wants the entire world's recognition. She'll flirt with other men, not because she wants them, but because she needs them. Every look, every message, every ounce of attention tells her, "I still matter." And here's where it becomes dangerous for you. Because once you start dating her, you'll never be her only audience. You'll just be the most convenient one. At first it feels exciting. She showers you with affection, attention, and energy. But as soon as the thrill of your approval fades, she'll chase it elsewhere. Not out of malice, but out of emptiness. You'll catch glimpses of it. The way she checks her reflection mid-conversation, how she angles her phone for the perfect selfie, how she glances at you not to connect, but to see if you're watching her. And if you ever stop validating her, she'll pull away instantly, because her self-worth doesn't exist without constant affirmation. Here's the harsh truth. You can't love a woman who hasn't learned to love herself, because your love becomes her addiction. And when you stop supplying it, she'll find another dealer. So how do you protect yourself? By watching her patterns. Does she ever sit in stillness without seeking attention? Can she feel beautiful without needing to be told? Does she crave validation or connection? A high-value woman values depth over attention. She doesn't need the world's approval, just alignment with her own. But a validation addict will drain you, distract you, and eventually discard you the moment your approval stops giving her that high. Attention is her drug. You can't save her from it. You can only step back before you become her next fix. She doesn't want peace. She wants stimulation. The drama generator isn't happy unless something's wrong. When things are calm, when life feels stable, when you think everything's fine, that's when she starts to get restless, because deep down, chaos is her comfort zone. She grew up in emotional turbulence, maybe with unstable parents, toxic relationships, or constant conflict. Somewhere along the way, her nervous system learned that drama equals love. So, if she's not arguing, crying, or creating tension, she feels disconnected. At first, it's subtle. She picks small fights, makes passive-aggressive comments, or withdraws just to see how you'll react. You'll think it's stress, hormones, or a misunderstanding. But over time, you'll notice something. Peace makes her uncomfortable. If you don't argue, she'll provoke you. If you stay calm, she'll accuse you of not caring. If you give her reassurance, she'll twist your words until it sounds like rejection. And here's the trap. You start walking on eggshells. You find yourself adjusting, explaining, fixing, managing. You're not leading the relationship anymore. You're managing her emotions. The drama generator thrives in emotional confusion because that's where she feels powerful. When she can trigger you, she feels validated. When she can get a reaction, she feels desired. When you're frustrated or upset, she interprets it as passion. But here's the problem. No man can sustain that forever, because what she calls intensity is actually instability. What she calls chemistry is actually chaos. Eventually, you'll start losing yourself. Your energy goes toward avoiding arguments instead of building connection. Your peace becomes her playground. You'll notice that nothing ever gets resolved. Every apology is temporary. Every promise is followed by another emotional explosion, because she doesn't want solutions, she wants stimulation. Here's the truth. A woman addicted to drama doesn't want love. She wants adrenaline. The emotional spikes, the tension, the chase, the tears. That's her fix. And men who crave peace become her favourite targets, because your calm feels like a challenge. She wants to see if she can pull you out of your composure, if she can make you feel something extreme. The moment you lose control, she wins. But the cost? Your mental and emotional health. So how do you protect yourself? By refusing to dance in her storm. You can't out-argue or out-reason a woman who feeds on conflict. You protect yourself through detachment, through silence, through consistency. When you don't feed her chaos, she'll either calm down or move on to someone who will. Because peace is power, and nothing disarms a drama addict faster than a man who refuses to perform. A real connection grows in peace, not tension. And a woman who can't live without drama will never build anything lasting. Only burn through men until she meets one who finally refuses to play. She doesn't want partnership. She wants power. The control queen operates under one simple belief. If she's not in charge, she's not safe. At first, it doesn't look like control. It looks like standards. It sounds like boundaries. It feels like confidence. But over time, you realise it's not about mutual respect. It's about dominance. Every conversation becomes a test. Every decision becomes a negotiation. And every disagreement becomes a battle for authority. She'll tell you she just likes things a certain way. But those certain ways always seem to put her on top. She'll correct your tone, question your choices, and subtly undermine your leadership, all while claiming she just wants to help. The control queen can't relax into a relationship because control is her safety blanket. Maybe she was hurt before. Maybe she grew up watching weak men. Maybe she learned that if she doesn't steer the ship, it sinks. But whatever the reason, she doesn't want a man beside her. She wants a man beneath her. And the tragic part? Most men don't see it coming. At first, her decisiveness feels attractive. She seems organised, independent, strong. You think finally, well, my calm mind's eins mehr. Ihr T1, a Muro was. Who knows what she wants, but soon you realise what she wants is your compliance. She'll frame her control as care. I'm just trying to help you make better choices. I just want what's best for us. But what she really means is, I don't trust you to lead. The moment you assert yourself, the power struggle begins. If you stand firm, she'll say you're being controlling. If you stay quiet, she'll lose respect for you. No matter what you do, you lose. Because she only feels secure when she's in charge. And here's the hidden danger. Her control doesn't stop at your decisions. It seeps into your emotions. She'll want access to your thoughts, your habits, your time. She'll guilt you for wanting space. She'll test your loyalty with mind games. And the worst part? You'll start to believe that peace means agreeing with her. You'll shrink yourself to avoid her reactions. You'll censor your opinions to keep things calm. And little by little, you'll stop feeling like a man altogether. Understand this. Control and love cannot coexist. Control kills trust. Control suffocates attraction. Control replaces connection with fear. The control queen doesn't want harmony. She wants submission. And no amount of understanding or patience will make her respect a man she can dominate. So how do you protect yourself? You set the tone early. You establish boundaries before she does. You don't argue. You withdraw your attention. Because control only works on men who seek approval. The moment you stop playing her game, she loses her grip. Because the one thing a controlling woman can't dominate is a man who doesn't need her permission to be himself. She doesn't take your money. She doesn't steal your possessions. What she takes is far more valuable, your energy. The emotional leech doesn't drain you through chaos or control. She drains you through need, constant, insatiable need. At first, you mistake it for connection. She wants to talk every night. She wants your attention, your reassurance, your presence. She tells you you're the only one who understands her. It feels flattering, like intimacy. But what's really happening is dependence disguised as affection. You'll notice it in how she frames everything around her emotions. Her problems are always urgent. Her needs always come first. Her bad day becomes your responsibility to fix. If you try to set boundaries, she'll interpret it as rejection. If you pull back to focus on your purpose, she'll accuse you of neglect. And if you ever ask for space, she'll say, "Why are you pulling away from me?" That's because her sense of self doesn't exist without emotional connection. She doesn't know how to regulate her own feelings, so she uses yours as a power source. Your calm becomes her comfort. Your energy becomes her battery. Your presence becomes her therapy. And the more you give, the less you have for yourself. It happens slowly. You stop prioritizing your goals. You stop focusing on your mission. You start managing her mood instead of managing your life. And the worst part, she doesn't even realize she's doing it. To her, it feels like love. But what she calls connection is actually emotional dependency. Here's how you know you're dealing with an emotional leech. She's never satisfied. No matter how much time, attention, or affection you give, she always needs more. You'll find yourself apologizing for not texting fast enough, not complimenting enough, not feeling enough. But no matter how much you pour into her, she still feels empty. Because her fulfillment doesn't come from you. It comes from within, and she hasn't found that yet. And here's the trap. You'll start to confuse exhaustion with intimacy. You'll tell yourself, "I just need to love her harder." But love isn't supposed to drain you. Protect yourself by watching how she handles her emotions. When she's sad, does she reflect? Or does she seek attention? When she's angry, does she communicate? Or does she manipulate? When she's lonely, does she self-soothe? Or does she pull you in to fix it? A high-value woman knows how to manage her emotions. A low-value woman demands that you do it for her. And once you become her emotional crutch, you stop being her partner. You become her caretaker. Remember this. You are not responsible for healing someone who refuses to heal themselves. You are not her therapist. You are not her savior. You are a man with purpose. And the moment she drains that, you lose both her respect and your direction.